You're listening to the FATBOY Show, new number one station, RX Radio. Hey, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing great. Today is the 16th of November. My goodness, we're already past the halfway point of the month. Before you know it, November is going to be over, and we ought to be preparing for the month of December, which, as you know, is the best month, everyone's best month of the year. It is the month of Christmas, and not long after that, it'll be New Year's. This is my way of saying to you, better get your act together. You better course correct if you've been going off track on your dreams and your plans and your resolutions. Course correct now so that as you approach the end of the year, you're all set for a reboot, a fresh start, so that you can start 2023 when you're a bit more organized, okay? And in starting 2023 a bit more organized, perhaps some of the things you will resolve to do is to not try and piss off the president, which sadly a lot of people are doing, including a one boda rider by the name of Robert Mugabi, who was arrested after he tried to damage a portrait of the president. I bet you didn't know you can't do that, but some people don't know it. They do that. In this case, this guy got in trouble for it. Now, I know that our constitution protects freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Can you tell me, Olive, why you think this wouldn't fit in freedom of expression? I mean, am I not expressing my political views by, I don't know, having fun with the president's portrait?
Well, it is said that Mugabe was not necessarily dragged to court because the portrait he damaged was for the president. It's because he violated the Penal Code Act, a section of the Penal Code Act that says you should not cause damage to people's property.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well. So, assuming we, as citizens of Uganda, we view the nation of Uganda as our property, and we know that there's a lot of people causing damage to it. How come those people don't get charged under the Penal Code Act?
I don't know. Maybe some animals are more animals than others.
Well, anyway, Buganda Road Magistrate's Court has set November the 30th of this year as the trial date for Robert Mugabi. So they charged him with one count of malicious damage after being charged last week. And so he is now going to be facing the full brunt force of the law. And do you think he's going to, because already he's been on remand in Luzira over this?
Yes. So I think he will serve some time or maybe be issued with a fine of some sort because apparently the portrait that he damaged cost 300,000 shillings. And
Is it the usual portrait where the president's wearing his hat and he's smiling?
Of course.
That's 300K?
Yes, apparently. Maybe it's the frame that is expensive.
Wow. Do you think that's the reason they grabbed him, or do you think maybe he hurt the president's feelings, and this is a way to set an example, an important example for others to follow, as in you dare do this and this will be your punishment?
Well, when you look at the fact at the charge sheet, it's more about the damage to someone's property, but you could find that it is also the arrest, and of course the charge could be politically motivated.
It could be. So for example, is he affiliated to any political party? Why do I doubt that he's a supporter of the ruling party?
He might be an NUP supporter.
I'm sure it would come as to no one's surprise if it turned out to be the case. But anyway, let us know what you think about this. Do you think that this is deserving? I mean, this action that this guy did deserves the kind of punishment that is likely to come his way. He's already been in remand in jail in Luzira for a while, and if found guilty, he can face imprisonment of up to 5 years more. It's crazy, but you can go to our Twitter and Facebook and let us know what you think about that, or you can reach out to us through the RX Radio app and join us here in this interesting conversation we're having. Let's see if we have a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello. Yes, FATBOY.
How are you doing? Who are we talking to?
This is Mauricio.
Hey, Mauricio, what's up? How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
I hope you've never felt tempted to desecrate the president's portrait anywhere.
I try to mind my business.
You don't want trouble?
I don't need trouble, most especially with such kinds of things. And I have my personal opinion, so I always decide to keep it to myself rather than going into public, try to do something, trying to get public attention, and then in the end, I'm facing the consequences. So
you don't want to trouble before trouble troubles you.
Exactly.
Sound like my old headmaster.
I know.
So, things related with political things, I always try to keep a distance.
So why didn't they just tell him to refund the portrait? Like, Olive, you said it cost 300,000. So why didn't they just tell him to refund the money and then let him free?
It would have been okay if it was anyone's image, but in this case, it is the president's image.
But still, it is just a portrait.
So it's the president's holy image that shall not be desecrated.
It's not the president's motorcade. It's not the president himself. It is a portrait. I feel like 5 years is a bit too extreme compared to the, it was a crime committed.
Yes, well, it's the president's image, but I don't think, if you're giving the 5 years, really that is way too much. That is more like crime, murder case, something like that. I think would have served like at least maybe 6 months. And then
even 6 months are way too many, maybe 2 weeks. And he's been on remand already, right?
Exactly.
So I believe he has learned his lesson.
I'm sure he regrets the day he ever laid his hands on that portrait.
Yeah.
Very, I'm sure he has.